What's up, guys? Josh Rockney here. I just want to give a quick message about abundance, all right? We are trained, our bodies are wired for scarcity, and they also have the components for abundance. So how can we access that level of abundance in our minds that's going to help us get to the next level? This is a concept that comes up in different areas. The three main areas that I see it in are relationships, finances, and health and wellness. Okay, so I'm going to touch on those three subjects and how we can retrain ourselves to get out of that scarcity mindset where we're chasing, where we're needing, where we're addicted, where we're constantly not having enough, and how we can train our bodies and our minds to be naturally in that state of abundance, where we're feeling, like the world is our oyster, right? Where we have everything that we need and more, okay? So the simple answer to abundance is service, okay? In one word, you can sum it up. The answer to being abundant is being in service, right? Getting out of your own way. You'll notice that people are, when they're stuck in scarcity, they're unwilling to give, right? They're blocking the flow of creative energy because they are constantly seeking to get something, right? They're seeking something outside of themselves. And so they're blocking the flow of energy because all they can focus on is their own needs, right? So when you're focused on what you don't have, when you're focused on lack, your brain is distracted from doing the things that you need to do to actually be abundant, which is to offer something, create something, build something, serve something, give something, right? So how do we do this? Let's talk about, first I want to talk about finances, and then I'll talk about relationships and wellness. So in finances, we're constantly chasing success. We're constantly trying to trade our way up. We're constantly trying to come up with a quick scheme or develop a business plan or get rich or whatever it is. We're focused on the money, right? When we're focused on the financial aspect of it, it cuts us off from that natural abundance. There was a study, I saw this on a TED Talk, where when they introduced this candle game where you had to basically you had to come up with a creative way to solve this candle puzzle. The candle puzzle was you had a box of tacks and a candle. You had to figure out how to get the candle off of the ground. And the creative solution was to take the box of tacks and take the tacks out of the box and tack the box to the wall and then put the candle in it. Long story short is, when people were offered financial incentive to solve the candle puzzle, they could not solve it, right? When they said, hey, you're going to win $50 to solve the candle puzzle, they couldn't solve it, right? And the more money that was offered, the longer it took for people to solve the candle puzzle. Whereas if no money was offered, they solved a candle puzzle right away, right? So what does that tell you? When you are focused on the financial benefit, when you're focused on yourself, when you're focused on the gain, when you're focused on the money, you're not going to be able to be creative. You're not going to be able to come up with solutions to problems. You're not going to be able to problem solve. You're not going to be able to think and be able to see opportunities when they come along. So we have to get out of a state of how can I get more money and get into a state of how can I serve more people? How can I create something? How can I build something? How can I build that daily habit that is building value for myself, right? The same thing applies to food. With food, when you're in scarcity, you're chasing that high, that feeling of satiation, satiety, right? Whatever that word is. You're trying to fill yourself up, but you're like a bottomless pit, right? When you're in scarcity, you're constantly needing more sugary foods, needing more fatty foods, needing more, glutinous and like addictive foods. And because you feel like you don't have enough, and because you're eating for pleasure, because you're eating for your own personal benefit, you are actually harming your body, right? So once again, in order to heal our bodies, we need to be thinking and eating in a space of service, right? They say that in the Bhagavad Gita, those who eat in a space of service will always be healthy, right? Because when you're eating in a space of service, you're eating to satiate your body, and your body is now available to be of service to the world, right? So it's about letting go of that instant gratification, letting go of that pleasure trap that is constantly needing more, right? How do we get away from that addictive energy and realize that eating is not for pleasure? Eating is to satiate ourselves. Eating is to nourish ourselves, right? And then let's talk about relationships for a minute as well, because this is something that ties directly into scarcity. Wow, look at this incredible view, right? I'm here in the Tahoe National Forest, just outside of Nevada City, and just super inspiring open landscape. It's the first big snow day. So let's talk about relationships. So in relationship, when you're in a space of scarcity, you're chasing women, you're trying to, hold on to your partner. And every time you try and hold on to something, the tighter you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers, right? When you try and hold on to something, you become like the opposite of a magnet. You become a force field for what you want. You begin pushing away what you're actually desiring. So, in relationship, when you get into an abundance mindset, oftentimes you have to go through different levels of rejection to realize I don't need anybody else to make me happy. I need to focus on myself, right? And coming to that realization took me some time. I had to go through some really intense breakups. I had to go through rejections, and just realizing that at the very core of the relationship was me wanting something, me expecting something, me needing and grasping too tight, right? And when we can just be there and be of service, you can, offer that service, but, it's about letting go. It's about letting go of that need for security, that need for money, that need for pleasure, and getting into that serviceful mindset. It's just a subtle shift, but when we can really get into that, state of gratitude and that state of offering, that's when our abundance is going to have the ability to take to the next level, right? We'll be able to see opportunities. We'll be able to see the creative solutions to our to our abundance problems. So anyways, hope that was helpful for you guys. Just wanted to get on and record something while this beautiful backdrop is right here. So, hey, listen, I am offering a Vitality Mastery program if you're ready to reclaim your energy and you want to build more creative energy. Make sure to hit up my website, joshuarockney.com, and book a one-on-one strategy session with me. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.